What is going on, everybody? I have never done a YouTube live. However, I have done a ton of Facebook Live. So it's probably no different than YouTube Live. So, what I'm going to talk about today is 5 tips of how you are going to start using what's in your hand all the time, i.e., a phone, of how you're going to use a phone to start working on your videos. So very likely is if you are watching this video, that probably means that you've taken one of my classes. You've either taken it in person, you've taken either a videography for real estate class or YouTube for real estate class. And so this is kind of a follow-up to those classes. If you have not taken any of those classes, comment in the links below, and I'll be more than happy to teach that class for you and your real estate agents, your brokerage, your team. And even if you're not local to where I'm at, lately I have even been doing them via Zoom. So plenty of ways to do that if you are interested in that. So first things first, in your hand, I think studies show that you always have your phone within 6 feet of you, which is sad, but also very important for the sake of this video. So your phone is a fantastic piece of technology, literally a computer in your hand. In fact, this new iPhone 11 Pro has the 3 cameras here, as you see, and it is actually better quality video, meaning it shoots 4K 60 frames that my expensive DSLR setup does not do. So technically speaking, the camera has a higher quality. However, it's not full frame like my other cameras. And so that's a whole nother conversation for another day. But as far as quality, 4K 60 frames on the new iPhone 11 Pro, and even on some of the older iPhones, you can do the same. Your phone, the primary purpose is to have a conversation and to hear people. What that means is that your microphone on your camera or on your phone, is good. It's going to pick up your audio well, especially if you're in a very quiet place. So your video is going to have good audio and it's going to have good, clear video, as long as you're doing a few things to make sure that that is going to happen. And step number 1, bringing it to this, is clean the cameras. Okay. If you're going to use the back camera here, the back facing camera, just take your shirt, clean it off a little bit. Make sure that you don't have any makeup, ladies. The other side here is always going to have crazy makeup on it if you're a lady. So wipe it off, clean it off, get a towel, get a rag, get something to wipe the crud off of your phone. I'm a little bit OCD. I keep my phone very, very clean all the time. Some of you, however, my wife, love you, she does not. Her phone is always very dirty, just all the time. Not just makeup, but just stuff all the time. So step number 1, clean the camera. Simple, easy, takes just a second. But you can imagine if you are looking through a lens that's clean versus a lens that is fogged over with oils and makeup and junk and fast food leftovers or whatever it might be. So step number 1, clean your camera. The step number 2 is, once you are about to record, so say I'm about to record a video, turn the camera. Okay, let's do that again. So you're here, you're about to record a video, stop, turn the camera. Have you ever been to a movie theater and seen the movie screen in this orientation? I'll pause and wait. No, you have not. You don't watch a movie on an up and down screen. You watch a movie like this. It's called 16:9 or other aspect ratios, landscape, you might call it. So this is how you are going to shoot all your videos from now on. So everyone raise your right hand. I'll raise my left because it's awkward for me to raise my right hand around the microphone here. Everyone raise a hand. Dear Cliff, I solemnly swear when I'm shooting videos, I will always turn my camera/phone sideways. Very good. Okay, now that we've established that, the reason you're doing that is because this is how videos are supposed to be viewed and also filmed. So if you're posting a video to YouTube, you're going to want to shoot this way. If you post a video this way, it's okay. You're just going to have those bars, black or white bars on the side. Not a good look, doesn't look very professional. I've made the mistake before, especially with Instagram stories nowadays, Facebook stories. They're, of course, up and down in portrait mode. So, out of habit, sometimes I'll shoot a quick video that I'm going to put on a story. And then I'm like, I should probably post that to YouTube. And then I realize, oh, shoot, I did it in portrait mode. So, it's going to happen. But if you are shooting a video, even for a story, try to stay in the habit of this way. Again, stories, not stories. Okay. Or just turn it sideways all the time. Step number 3, just like right now, a client is calling me and I'm in the middle of a video. So thankfully I'm not using my phone, but this is the perfect segue. Sorry, I'm going to just tell her. Okay. Perfect segue into step number 3. And that is to turn your phone onto airplane mode or into airplane mode. Or if you have an Android, I think it's called like cellular data off or something like that. But the bottom line is, pop down, there's a little airplane button. If you don't know what it does, it turns off your cellular activity, meaning no one can call in. Now, there's another setting you need to be aware of, that if you have Wi-Fi calling enabled or on, you're still going to be able to receive a phone call or a text if you have your Wi-Fi turned on. So airplane mode is going to kill the phone calls coming in, but you're likely still going to get those emails or text messages rolling in, but that's okay. But what you don't want is you're, way into a video and you're almost done and it's the perfect take, and then you get a phone call. And what's even worse is if you don't even know you got a phone call, and let's just say you did a 10-minute video and it was, maybe you had it sitting up on a tripod or something, and your perfect 10-minute video, 30 seconds in, you got a phone call and it turned the camera off. So airplane mode is a must, especially if you're getting a lot of phone calls or you're busy on your phone, which most of you real estate agents are. That's a very important piece of advice, airplane mode. The 4th piece of advice I have for you is really for your own good. As you can see, I'm looking at the camera some, and then I'm also looking down at my screen. And then as I look away, but if I were to just constantly look here the whole time, or right here at this spot, and I was talking, it's going to be a little odd because I'm not actually looking at you. I'm not engaging with you. Now, obviously this is a live stream, so I have a computer down underneath you. But when you're shooting a video, make sure you're looking at these cameras or at the camera that's there. It's not so bad if you're shooting this way, so you're actually looking at the rear facing camera because you don't have anything else to look at except for that little dot. Where you mess up is if you turn the camera this way where the front of the phone is towards you. I have a bad habit of this, everyone does, but if you're shooting, you have a tendency to look at yourself. And when you're doing that, you're looking away from the camera. So it'd be like me just steady talking, looking at myself, and not engaging with you looking at the camera like this. So it's okay to glance down here and there. Okay, glance away for just a minute. That's totally okay. But make sure your concentration is right there, because that's what is going to engage your audience. So if you're giving tips for your clients, if you're talking about maybe part of the process with your clients, you want to engage with them and you want to have more of a conversation feel. So you want to make sure you're looking right at that camera. So tip number 4, look at the camera. And then tip number 5, prepare what you're going to say ahead of time. This is not such a big deal if you're pre-recording something. If you're pre-recording, obviously you can stop and start and you can edit, and it just might take you a lot longer if you don't know what you're going to say. However, if you're live streaming on YouTube or live streaming on Instagram, Facebook, whatever, and you just ramble, you're going to lose engagement with your audience. Sometimes it's funny to ramble. Sometimes it's okay to ramble, and that's not a big deal. But you want to keep things as concise and clear and short as possible because people's attention spans are very short. So make sure you have some sort of script. Do not read from a script. If I was just going, step number 1 is to blah, blah, blah. Step number 2, not only are you not looking at the camera and engaging with your audience, but you're also reading, and people are going to know that. So let's recap real quick, wrap this up. Step number 1, clean the camera with something. I don't care if you spit on it and wipe it on your shirt, clean the camera. It's going to look a lot better that way. Tip number 2, turn the phone sideways, this way. Landscape is your friend when you're shooting video. Tip number 3, put it in airplane mode. That way you're not getting a call in the middle of your video. If you're shooting this way, looking at the phone and you've got text messages rolling in, you're not distracted by those texts. Tip number 4, look at the camera. Make sure you're actually engaging with the audience. You're looking at them. When you're looking at the camera, they feel like that you're looking straight into their eyeballs. And then tip number 5, prepare what you're going to say. Don't ramble. If you're filming ahead of time, not a big deal again, but it's going to take you a lot more time to edit if you don't prepare what you're going to say. And it just looks better altogether if you've got your stuff together, right? Know what you're going to say. Practice in the mirror. All right. Might be a little weird. Your spouse might think you're strange. Practice in the mirror. It would help. Promise. So hope that helps. Click in all around my profile and look at some of these other videos I've got. Do me a favor and subscribe. Push the bottom button down there, the big red thing that says subscribe. That's the subscribe button. Click the bell. You'll get notifications when I upload something new. And look for a lot more videos just like this. Tips and tricks of how to get started with your real estate videos and how to better your business using video in real estate. So hope you have a fantastic day. Stay safe out there. And as I always say, dominate today.